So he says he needs to talk to me alone, and I'm thinking, I don't know, does he want a raise or what's going on? But I'm thinking, cool, I got to tell you about this Street Outlaws thing. So Aaron's got his serious hat on, and he's fixing to tell me something, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it.
The high-octane world of Fast and Loud has been rocked by tragedy. From 2012 to 2020, Richard Rawlings and his Gas Monkey Garage crew turned rusty relics into jaw-dropping machines, forming bonds that went far beyond the garage. But not everyone made it through the ride. Several beloved members are no longer with us. Who were they, and what did they leave behind? Join us as we remember the Fast and Loud stars whose lives were tragically cut short. Taylor Sims of Dallas Performance.
Our live look from our photojournalist right now, a much clearer view than what we have in our tech stock camera. We can see a really...
The most significant death directly connected to the Fast and Loud community was that of Taylor Sims, owner of Dallas Performance, a high-end luxury and exotic car customization shop in the Dallas area. While not a regular cast member of Fast and Loud, Sims was well known in the Dallas automotive community and had connections to Gas Monkey Garage through the tight-knit world of Texas car culture. On June 4, 2019, Taylor Sims died in a tragic single-vehicle accident in Dallas when his Lamborghini struck a tree. The news sent shockwaves through the Dallas automotive scene and the broader community of custom car enthusiasts who followed Fast and Loud and the Gas Monkey brand. Sims was only in his 30s at the time of his death, making the loss even more devastating for those who knew him. Dallas Performance, the shop Sims owned and operated, specialized in high-end luxury vehicle customization, performance upgrades, and exotic car modifications. The business had built a strong reputation in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, attracting clients who wanted their already impressive vehicles transformed into truly unique machines. Sims's expertise in working with exotic and luxury brands made him a respected figure among automotive professionals in the region. The circumstances of Sims's death laid emphasis on the very real dangers that automotive enthusiasts face, particularly with high-performance vehicles. Exotic cars like Lamborghinis are engineering marvels capable of extraordinary speeds and performance, but they require respect and skill to operate safely. The accident served as a sobering reminder to the car community about the fine line between enjoying powerful machines and the potential consequences of losing control. In the aftermath of Sims's death, members of the Dallas automotive community, including those associated with Gas Monkey Garage, expressed their condolences on social media. The loss of someone so young and talented resonated deeply with those who understood the passion Sims had for his work and his contribution to the local car scene. His death left Dallas Performance without its founder and visionary, though the business and its employees worked to continue his legacy. Taylor Sims' tragic death shook the Dallas automotive world, but he wasn't the only high-profile figure connected to the show who would pass away. How did Hollywood legend Bert Reynolds' death affect the Gas Monkey family? A Hollywood legend's final appearances.
Yeah, is that my car?
Well, it could be. I'm in the business of selling cars. How you doing, sir? Richard Rawlings.
Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. I like your show.
Right on. Thank you, sir. Very nice to see you.
While not a cast member or crew member of Fast and Loud, Hollywood icon Bert Reynolds had a memorable connection to the show that made his death in September 2018 particularly significant for the Gas Monkey community. Bert, famous for his roles in films like Smokey and the Bandit, Deliverance, and Boogie Nights, appeared on Fast and Loud in connection with one of the show's most ambitious and emotionally significant projects. The connection between Bert and Gas Monkey Garage centered around the iconic 1977 Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, one of the most famous cars in American cinema history. Gas Monkey Garage built a tribute Trans Am, and Bert appeared on the show in relation to this project, bringing his legendary charisma and genuine love for the automotive world that had been so central to some of his most memorable roles. Bert died on September 6, 2018, At the age of 82 from cardiac arrest, his passing marked the end of an era in Hollywood and left a void in American entertainment. For the Fast and Loud crew and fans, Bert represented a bridge between classic car culture and Hollywood's golden age, embodying the rebellious spirit and love of American muscle cars that the show celebrated. Richard Rawlings and the Gas Monkey team had spoken about what an honor it was to work with Reynolds, who remained gracious and engaged despite his declining health in his later years. The experience of building a car connected to one of Reynolds' most iconic roles and having the opportunity to interact with the legend himself became a highlight in the show's history. When news of Reynolds' death broke, Richard Rawlings took to social media to express his sadness and share memories of meeting the actor. The loss resonated with the entire Fast and Loud community, because Reynolds represented everything they loved about American car culture. Bert Reynolds' death was a loss for Hollywood and car enthusiasts alike. But what about the health crises that threatened the lives of actual Fast and Loud cast members? Christy Brimberry's cancer battle.
So it looks like it's my turn for Meet the Monkeys. My name's Christy Brimberry. I am the office manager is my technical term here.
While Christy Brimberry didn't die and thankfully remains cancer-free today, her 2016 thyroid cancer diagnosis and subsequent battle represented one of the most frightening and emotional challenges faced by a main Fast and Loud cast member. Christy, the beloved office manager at Gas Monkey Garage, known for her straight-talking personality and ability to keep the chaotic shop organized, suddenly found herself facing a life-threatening illness. Christy Brimberry was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 2016 and underwent surgery to remove her thyroid. The diagnosis came as a shock to Christy, her family, and the Gas Monkey crew. For fans who had watched her on television for years, the news that she was fighting cancer was deeply concerning. Christy had become a fan favorite, not just for her work managing the office chaos, but for her genuine personality and the maternal presence she brought to the sometimes testosterone-heavy garage environment. Thyroid cancer, while often treatable, is still a serious diagnosis that requires significant medical intervention. The thyroid gland plays a crucial role in regulating metabolism and other bodily functions, and its removal means lifelong hormone replacement therapy and ongoing medical monitoring. Christy faced her diagnosis with characteristic strength and openness, sharing her journey with fans through social media and allowing Fast and Loud to document portions of her treatment. The response from the Gas Monkey community was overwhelming. Richard Rawlings and the crew rallied around Christy, offering support both personally and professionally. Fans sent messages of encouragement, shared their own cancer survival stories, and expressed how much Christy meant to them. The outpouring of love demonstrated that Christy wasn't just an office manager on a TV show. She was a beloved figure who had touched people's lives. Christy underwent surgery to remove her thyroid and began the recovery process, which included adjusting to life without a functioning thyroid gland. The physical and emotional toll of cancer treatment is significant, and Christy was open about the challenges she faced during recovery. However, her positive attitude and determination to beat the disease inspired many viewers who were facing their own health battles. Fortunately, Christy's treatment was successful. She returned to work at Gas Monkey Garage and continued appearing on Fast and Loud. Her cancer battle became part of her story, making her even more relatable and admired by fans who appreciated her vulnerability and strength. Today, Christy remains cancer-free, though she continues with regular monitoring and the lifelong management of her thyroid condition through medication. Christy survived her cancer battle, but what other close calls and health scares threatened the well-being of the Gas Monkey crew? Aaron Kaufman's motorcycle accident and other close calls.
So that's one of the things I want to talk about the vacation and maybe extending it a little bit further.
What?
Had some time off, and I think I've got some other things, some other cats I want to skin, some other things I want to get into.
Aaron Kaufman the master mechanic whose technical wizardry and sometimes tense relationship with Richard Rawlings provided much of Fast and Loud's dramatic tension, experienced his own brush with serious injury during his time on the show. While details of specific incidents weren't always fully publicized, Aaron's passion for motorcycles and high-performance vehicles occasionally put him in dangerous situations. The automotive world is inherently risky. Working with heavy machinery, power tools, welding equipment, and vehicles under repair presents constant hazards. Beyond the workplace, many cast members' personal lives involved motorcycles, racing, and other high-risk activities. Aaron's love of motorcycles was well known to fans, and, like many enthusiasts, he understood that riding came with inherent dangers. Throughout the show's run, there were various instances of crew members suffering injuries on the job. Cuts, burns, impacts from tools or parts, and the physical strain of automotive work. While these incidents were usually minor and treated with first aid or brief medical attention, they served as constant reminders that the work being done at Gas Monkey Garage wasn't just for entertainment. None of the main cast members suffered fatal injuries during the show's run, which is fortunate given the dangerous nature of the work. However, the close calls and minor injuries that did occur were reminders that tragedy could strike at any time. The automotive restoration community has lost many talented builders over the years to workplace accidents, and the Fast and Loud crew was always aware that they could be next if safety wasn't taken seriously. While the Gas Monkey crew avoided fatal workplace accidents, what about the broader automotive community that the show was part of? Did losses elsewhere in the industry affect those connected to Fast and Loud? Industry legends lost during the show's run.
But of course, from there I was generated with my brother and I. We went into the chopping the Mercuries and sectioning the shoeboxes. And
the custom automotive world is relatively small, and when legendary figures pass away, the loss is felt throughout the industry, including by television personalities like those on Fast and Loud. During the show's 2012 to 2020 run, several iconic figures in hot rod and custom car culture died, affecting everyone who worked in automotive restoration and customization. George Barris, perhaps the most famous custom car builder in American history, died in November 2015 at the age of 89. Barris created some of the most iconic vehicles in popular culture, including the original Batmobile from the 1960s Batman television series, the Munsters coach, and countless other famous custom cars. His death represented the loss of a bridge to the golden age of custom car culture and a repository of knowledge and experience that could never be fully replaced. While Barris never appeared on Fast and Loud and had no direct connection to Gas Monkey Garage, his influence on custom car culture was so profound that every builder in the industry, including Richard Rawlings and Aaron Kaufman, had been inspired by his work. The Gas Monkey crew, like others in the automotive world, recognized that Barris's passing marked the end of an era and the loss of one of the field's true pioneers. Other notable figures in the hot rod and custom car world also passed away during the Fast and Loud years. These deaths, while not directly connected to the show, affected the broader community that Richard Rawlings and his crew were part of. While Fast and Loud didn't lose cast members to self-harm or stress-related deaths, the broader reality television and automotive industries have both struggled with mental health challenges that deserve acknowledgement. The pressures of maintaining a public persona, running a demanding business, meeting production deadlines, and dealing with online criticism can take a significant psychological toll. For the Fast and Loud cast, this meant balancing the demands of actually running Gas Monkey Garage, sourcing cars, managing employees, completing builds, and maintaining profitability, with the additional requirements of filming a television show. Richard Rawlings has been relatively open about the challenges of managing multiple businesses while maintaining his television presence and personal life. The pressure to constantly perform, both in business and in entertainment, can be exhausting. The show's format often emphasized conflict and deadline pressure, which, while making for engaging television, also created real stress for those involved. The automotive industry more broadly has begun acknowledging mental health challenges that have long been overlooked. The stereotype of the tough, resilient mechanic who doesn't complain or show weakness has historically discouraged people from seeking help for depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and other mental health issues. This cultural reluctance to address psychological struggles has contributed to suicides and other tragic outcomes in the automotive community. The loss of industry legends affected the entire custom car community. But what about the mental and emotional toll that the pressures of reality television and business ownership could take on those involved with the show? The risks of the automotive lifestyle. The automotive enthusiast lifestyle that Fast and Loud celebrated, driving high-performance vehicles, attending car shows, racing, and living life at full throttle, comes with inherent risks that claim Taylor Sims and have affected countless others in the car community. Understanding these risks provides important context for the tragedies that have touched those connected to the show. High-performance and exotic vehicles, like the Lamborghini that Taylor Sims was driving when he died, are engineering marvels capable of extraordinary acceleration, top speeds, and handling. However, this performance comes with significant responsibility. These vehicles require skill, experience, and constant respect for their capabilities. Even experienced drivers can find themselves in situations where a moment's inattention or a slight error in judgment leads to catastrophic consequences. The Dallas automotive scene that Gas Monkey Garage was part of has a vibrant culture of car meets, street racing, and showing off high-performance builds. While most participants engage in these activities responsibly, the combination of powerful vehicles, competitive spirits, and sometimes immature decision-making can lead to accidents. Single-vehicle crashes like the one that killed Taylor Sims often occur when drivers lose control at high speeds, particularly on public roads not designed for racing. Beyond exotic cars, the custom car and hot rod world involves its own risks. Newly restored or heavily modified vehicles may have unknown mechanical issues that only reveal themselves when the car is driven hard. Brakes, steering, suspension, and other critical systems might not function as intended, particularly in cars that have been extensively modified from their original specifications. Test drives of newly completed builds, which were frequently shown on Fast and Loud, carried real risks that viewers might not have fully appreciated. The show occasionally acknowledged these dangers, showing mechanical failures or near misses during test drives. However, the overall tone of Fast and Loud was celebratory and high energy, emphasizing the excitement and fun of automotive culture rather than dwelling on the potential consequences. This approach made for entertaining television, but perhaps didn't fully convey the serious respect that powerful vehicles demand. The automotive community has worked to promote safer practices while still celebrating the passion and excitement that drives the culture. Organizations promoting responsible driving, track days where enthusiasts can safely push their vehicles to the limit in controlled environments, and driver education programs all represent efforts to reduce the tragic losses that occur when automotive passion meets poor judgment or bad luck. The end of Fast and Loud in 2020 also brought its own stresses and transitions for cast members. When a long-running show concludes, those who built careers around it must adjust to new realities. For some, this transition is smooth and welcomed. For others, it can trigger identity crises and financial concerns. The Fast and Loud cast members each had to navigate what came next in their careers and lives after the cameras stopped rolling. The risks of the automotive lifestyle were real and sometimes fatal, but how did Richard Rawlings and the Gas Monkey team process and respond to the end of the show? The show's end and continuing remembrance.
Now I got to get my thoughts together and go tell the monkeys. I'm sure they're going to be a little upset, maybe a little worried about what the future's gonna bring, because
Fast and Loud aired its final episode in 2020, concluding an 8-year run that had made Gas Monkey Garage a household name and Richard Rawlings a celebrity in automotive circles. The show's conclusion, while not directly related to the tragedies discussed here, created a natural moment for reflection on everything the series had encompassed, including the losses, health scares, and lessons learned along the way. The final season and the show's ending were influenced by various factors. Richard Rawlings' expanding business ventures beyond the garage, changing viewer preferences in reality television, the evolution of streaming platforms, and perhaps some fatigue with the format after 8 years. The show had accomplished what it set out to do: build the Gas Monkey brand, create opportunities for cast members, and entertain millions of viewers. But nothing lasts forever in the television industry. Even after Fast and Loud ended, Gas Monkey Garage continued operating as a business. The physical shop in Dallas kept taking on custom builds, serving clients who wanted a piece of the Gas Monkey legacy. Gas Monkey Bar and Grill locations remained open, and Richard Rawlings continued pursuing various media and business opportunities. This continuation provided ongoing platforms for honoring and remembering those who had been part of the journey but were no longer present. Social media has allowed for continuing tributes and remembrances even after the show concluded. The Gas Monkey Garage Facebook page, Richard Rawlings' personal accounts, and former cast members' social media presences occasionally feature throwback photos and stories that include people who have since passed or who faced significant health challenges. These posts keep memories alive for the hundreds of thousands of followers who remember the show fondly. The legacy of Fast and Loud includes not just the cars that were built or the entertainment provided, but also the awareness it raised about various issues, the importance of preserving automotive history, the reality of cancer and other health challenges, the risks inherent in the automotive lifestyle, and the value of community support during difficult times. The show may have ended, but its legacy continues. Who was your favorite Fast and Loud cast member? And how have the rest of the crew been doing since the show ended? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.